Today we profile Darryl Woods Sr. His dad died before he was born. His mom had a breakdown after she had him. So Darryl moved in with a grandmother who was already raising 13 other children. He ran away at 13 and became a street pharmacist, selling drugs. A street pharmacist. Hated authority, hated the police. And he's 18 years old, and one day he goes to a party in a house. A lot of people. All of a sudden, shots ring out inside the house. And everybody's running out doors, windows to get out of there. A couple days later, cops come, pick him up for questioning. He would say nothing. Eventually, they charged him with aiding and abetting a crime. And in front of a jury, a lot of testimony. On October 25th, 1990, he was convicted and sentenced to life in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Never saw the murder. And he went nuts. He's cussing, he's screaming at the judge, the jury, everybody in the room. Screaming. And he heard a woman in the back say something. And they sent him to prison, to a prison known as the Gladiator School, the toughest of the tough. And eventually, he asked for the transcripts, over 600 pages. And he read through them, and he realized the woman in that courtroom was the grandmother. And what she said was, "Darryl, don't give up. God's got a plan for you. God is with you." And that started him down a different path. And ultimately, he became a minister to hundreds of inmates and guards through the years. Let's jump to 2003. He's been in for 14 years. And Judge Crockett decides that he must be released because of false testimony during the trial. Judge Crockett said, "I'm not saying he's innocent, but there was false testimony. We must release him." Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy said, "No way, Jose," and kept him in. Then another judge, X number of years later, said the same thing. And once again, a second time, Kim Worthy said no. Kim Worthy kept Darryl Woods in an extra 15 years for a crime he did not commit. Finally, Governor Rick Snyder, on the last day of office as governor in 2019, he has 6,000 commutations on his desk, and he selects 26 of them. And the last one he selects is Darryl Woods Sr. to commute his sentence. So on February 12th, 2019, he walks out of prison a free man. And there to greet him is his son and his daughter. In 2020, God brought two phenomenal human beings together. Mitch Albom called up Darryl Woods and said, "I've heard about you. Let's have a meal together." As you may know, Mitch Albom has a bunch of charities in Detroit under the banner SAY, S-A-Y, Detroit. And he said, "Darryl, let's start working together, and we're going to create another charity called Better Together inside the umbrella of SAY Detroit." And Darryl, what you're going to do is go into the neighborhoods and find kids on a wayward path. And I'll get some guys, and we'll go to Jack Aronson, Jack Page, Dan Aronson, ask them to bring their barbecue trucks, bring the food, and we're going to have the guys and the kids cook a meal together, share a meal together, and talk. Better together. Friends, they've now done this over 80 times. And then at the end of these, the guys tell these kids what they do. And every guy is a cop, a pig. So these kids have had a meal with cops who they don't trust. Conversely, the cops meet these kids and say, hey, here's my cell phone. If you're in trouble, if you're doing something you don't think you should be doing, give me a call. I'll be there. Better together. About a year ago, Darryl gets a phone call. Mr. Woods, my name is Prosecutor Kim Worthy. I've heard about what you and Mitch are doing. I'd like to talk to you about maybe doing something similar in our detention centers, etc., in Wayne County. And Darryl says, well, Prosecutor Worthy, thank you. Full disclosure, I have to tell you, we have a history together. You see, I'm the man you kept in prison an extra 15 years. Today, friends, they're best of friends, Kim Worthy and Darryl Woods. They talk every week. Best of friends. Darryl Woods does not have an ounce of bitterness in him. Friends, he spent 29 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. A few quotes from Darryl. The difference between wellness and illness is the we versus the I. Upon our death, we will have a rendezvous with destiny. The choices we make today are a down payment on our future. I'm not bitter. I'm better. When we sit down, God will stand up. When we shut up, God will speak up. And when we get out of the way, God will have his way. Recently, he wrote his philosophy of life for me. Dear Jack, my philosophy of life is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Treat them with dignity, love, and respect. Be careful how you treat strangers because you may be entertaining an angel unawares. In the words of David Ellis, never look down on a man unless you are trying to pick him up. Matthew chapter 25, verse 35 to 40 says it best. For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. Then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you? The king will reply, truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. God bless Darryl Woods Sr. Friends, I've been blessed to have over 1,000 phenomenal guests on this radio show. Darryl Woods is one of the 10 greatest guests I've ever been blessed to meet in my life. I love him like a brother. That's the story of Darryl Woods Sr. Thanks for watching. Until we meet again, please remember, with God, anything is possible. Spahom.